Here we go.
You want to be like? Sensitivity equals fucking poverty.
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Check it out, homie.
Everyone, welcome to episode 190 of Insensitive Culture. As always, you know me.
What's up, what?
You know my guy on the other end. Because who's not here is...
And that fool blazer, Ramon.
Hey, but you know who we are.
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Make sure you check it out, homie.
Still get a clap, baby.
And you threw me off with that Johnny Kuest early. I didn't do my drum roll.
I know. That's all right. I probably threw everyone off.
You sure did. Everybody's like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. On
I had
the
to
other
let
end,
Dave
it's supposed
know.
to be Dave.
Yeah, I had to let that guy know that when he misses an episode, everything is thrown off.
It sure is.
Yeah. So we'll see you next week, Dave. Hope you enjoy yourself.
I'm sure he is.
I'm just talking shit. No. He's definitely enjoying himself. Dave could not make this episode because he's getting his his mom's finally visiting out in California. It's the first time he's showing her a good time. So shout out to Mama Ramon. I don't know if that's what he wants us to call her, but
I like that, Mama Ramon.
Mama Ramon, so
it works.
It does work. So
Like getting that little family time in, that's what's up. I appreciate it, especially during the holidays. You know how it be.
Oh, you know it.
And even more so when you like moved cross country and you ain't seen your mama till now. I'm sure that's a good fun time.
Well, that's what I mean. Is like,
It's
Mama's first time. I don't know if it's her first time on the West Coast, but definitely first time on the West Coast to go visit. Her son. So,
that's what up.
Yeah, so I wanted to start off this show with a little patriotic song here.
God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Oh man, that was a fucked up ass.
Who killed that last? Who did that? Who did that? What's that from?
I don't know, son. It was from a baseball game.
Oh,
but
he murdered that.
I saw that, and I was like,
he
yo.
tried. He was trying.
I mean, he was killing it all up until that point.
Right into the.
Yeah, I would have never expected that shit to come from that voice, but
then he
it happens.
straight up died at the end. He just cut it. He was like, never mind. I'm not even gonna try.
I mean, I would have killed myself right after that because that was a national fuck up that he did there. So shout out
Big
to
times.
that guy. Rest in peace. How you feeling, bro?
Rest in peace, goddamn.
Rest in peace to his career, probably.
I'm feeling good, man. I'm just, I'm trying to just living the day by. I'm living the walk life, man. I'm trying to survive this family shit day by day. It gets more and more exhausting. But
the baby's
it's
not
also
even
more
here
beautiful.
yet.
What's that?
I said, and the baby's not even here yet.
Yeah, exactly. That's the. Well, it's only reason that I say it's exhausting now is because
for sure.
I finally am being responsible. I guess I don't know. I'm a good dad, I swear. But in this more challenging time where the wife is now 8.5 months pregnant, she ain't trying to do shit, which is totally within her right.
And
She ain't trying to, and she don't want to, and she shouldn't. And so I'm trying to, step it up and do a little bit more, take a lot more control. Plus, also I'm blessed to, especially this week, I'm blessed to have the whole week off for the Thanksgiving holiday.
Nice. Yeah.
So she got to work, and so I'm doing all the coverage. And, the weekends are just tough, and just we're always trying to just not be bored, try to find stuff to do. But I mean, I'm making it way worse than it is. My daughter's really nice and shit is smooth, but it's just
preaching
exhausting.
to the choir,
time.
bro.
It's just time, Well,
You're
especially
preaching.
I know you, right? You always trying to like do shit, right? Like you always trying to do level up shit. I'm always trying to do level up shit, and it's hard to do because these damn kids.
I know, and then it's 3, bro. I got
exactly.
The older one doesn't exactly help like you think she would, because you know she's from my previous relationship, so she has kids at her mom's house and she has her siblings at my house. So when she comes to my house, she's not exactly just used to that. She's probably more helpful to her mom. I don't think she is. But but they're there all the time, so she's used to that. And then when she comes to my house, she's thinking like, "Oh, I get to
get a little break,
hang out, get a little break." And then she just ends up making shit a little. It's like, "Yo, you're supposed to be helping me, bro. Like, come on." Nah, she creates more of an issue, but that's just they're all 3 years apart, so she wants her space. Xander wants his space, but also wants to hang out with his big sister, but he wants his space from his little sister.
Right.
And the little sister is trying to hang out with both of them. So yeah, I get you there. I'm right there with you, bro.
Yeah. I'll be there soon.
Oh, I know. It gets there.
I'll be there real soon. But I'm excited.
Yeah.
It was fun times.
Of course.
It'll be cool.
Yeah. The family life is no joke. No joke at all.
Just a lot more weed to smoke, I guess.
Yeah. I'm liking the microdosing of the mushrooms more and more.
Oh, I totally. I think that's a great idea. I'm with you.
Yeah. I'm liking that more and more. I'm gonna start implementing that, and I'm gonna start pushing it a little bit more. But it's just a whole different feeling. So,
yeah, I kind of want to try that out. Like I've done, obviously, we talked about plenty of times on the show. I've shroomed, but the microdosing is something that I've been considering for some time. Just there's a lot of talk about the
benefits.
The benefits, yeah, the enlightenment, right? Because you're like extra focused or just more clearer. I think that's what it is. Clarity. You get a lot of clarity when you microdose. So I'd be interested to give it a shot. I know what the I've done, like heavy doses. I've done weak doses, and I've done like half doses. Mm-hmm. So I kind of have an idea what a microdose would be like. And I guess like I don't know how that works with microdosing. Like you take small amounts multiple times throughout the day or something like that to like extend it, or do you just take small amounts?
you can do it throughout the day to extend it. I don't have the money for stuff like that to like really extend it, so I just wait for a certain time of the day. It really depends on when I want to focus a little bit more and to do that. So then I'll just take one, which is the ones that I have are ends up being 1 gram. Okay. And for me, that's nothing. Yeah. With my body type. Yeah. So, and next I'm going to try 2 grams. I just don't want to get to a point where I actually do have to do something and then start getting the giggles or some shit or, or really start seeing some stuff. So I've been talking to Donald, cause he's real into them. Okay. And he's saying that's his favorite right now is more of the psychedelic stuff and the reasons why he enjoys it. And he's like, it's not really going to affect you like that until you get to like maybe like 4 grams or some shit, 4 or 5
That's what
grams.
I figured. Yeah. I mean, I would say a standard dose, I believe, is 3.5, right? Like an eighth. Exactly. Of like raw shrooms.
Right. And what I'm doing isn't the
it's like some like processed pills or gummies or something, right? Like an edible, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, I would, and then again at your body type, I would say probably 4 is where you would like see, and again, not even like I don't know. Again, every time that I've done it, I've never seen like hallucinations. Where like my face is melting in the mirror or anything like that. Mm-hmm. What I have seen is more just like kind of shit happening off on the side where like you know, the patterns in the wall that you typically see, and sometimes on like some just like zoned out shit, like you stare at like a rug or something that has patterns and you're like, whoa, did that shit just move? When you're on the shrooms, like that shit just moves. And then you're like, whoa, is that shit moving? But outside of that, I've never seen anything more than that, like patterns moving in like a Moira type effect on my peripherals. But if I like stare at it and I concentrate, this shit just stays still. And then I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, this shit is kicking in hard. But the giggles, that's definitely hardcore. I get super giggles on shrooms. I love it.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to that point yet, obviously. But
right.
I was talking to someone at the vape shop, and shout out to Regime Vape and Smoke. Check them out for any of your, anything that you need.
Victor.
Yeah, there's North Winton location and a Victor location. So check them out. But I was talking to somebody there, and there was one that was specifically like some gummies that were specific to microdosing and stuff. There was 15 gummies in a pack. And dude was like, yeah, I took the whole thing. And I was tripping balls. I was like,
tripping balls is
yeah.
right.
And on the package, it says like 1 to 4 microdose, 5 to 7 is like, you're going to see the effects. 7+ it's like you're melting. So and he took the whole pack and it was 15. It was 15.
It says like 7+ you're melting or some shit.
Yeah. Or some shit like
I definitely.
that. Yeah.
It's something along those lines. I've seen that one before. That's a good brand.
Yeah. So I was like, oh well, yeah, of course. You just took the whole shit. So yeah. I'm not at that point yet, but for sure.
I don't think I will
get there. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever get there either. But who knows? I don't know what life is gonna bring, and I'm not exactly closed off to a lot now, unless especially when we're like.
Wait, pause.
I mean, wait, yeah. I need to backtrack that.
Whoa,
Let me backtrack that. I didn't know you were gonna take it that way, but so definitely not whatever the fuck you were thinking. But I was thinking also, yeah. I'm not open to that kind of stuff where I'm gonna be doing crack, heroin, and all that shit to try to get high. That's not what I meant. I just meant to this specific thing. Anyway. Oh man.
On that quick note, did you see the shit where? I don't think it's that like new. I think it's kind of old, but I just like caught on to it recently. Boosie does a lot of fucking interviews, especially on Vlad. You seen the shit where Boosie was a supporter of crack? Well, I think, matter of fact, the reason I noticed this was because your homie Joe Rogan was watching the video with I want to say either Whitney Cummings or what's the other black-haired chick comedian, Sarah Silverman. It was either Sarah Silverman or Whitney Cummings. Okay. One of them were
probably Whitney Cummings.
I think it was Whitney Cummings. She was on the show with Joe Rogan, and they were watching the Boosie interview and talking about the how Boosie was basically saying like
promoting crack. What the fuck?
It sounded like he was promoting crack, but he was basically saying, which I gotta kind of agree with him, which is why I wanted to hear your take on it real quick. I gotta kind of agree with him. He's basically saying like crack, like people smoke crack and they smoking crack for like 30 years. They smoke crack and they get like superhuman energy. They doing work throughout the hood. They doing all kinds of shit. People smoking fucking heroin or shooting heroin or whatever the fuck they do with it. They get that fentanyl and they dying like 2 days later. Like the fentanyl is killing the hood. Where crack is like it's keeping these niggas around forever.
I guess that's a good point.
It's like if you're gonna have a life-changing, almost death-inducing substance to be addicted to, make sure it's crack cocaine and not heroin.
Yeah,
that's the moral of the story.
I mean, I mean, I tried to look it up, but it's a 3-minute clip. I'm not gonna play that whole shit. But anyway. and I don't know what points to
It's mostly
point
just
out,
Boosie
but
talking shit and them laughing.
yeah, Boosie just be saying shit. But I mean, just to go off of what you said, I guess that makes sense. However, fentanyl is in everything now. So
So they say it's not in cannabis.
it's not in cannabis. So what I mean by that is it's definitely in cocaine. How the fuck do you make crack? You cook the fucking cocaine. So if the fentanyl is in the cocaine,
that's what I don't understand is how many people are, or at least again according to reports, because I'm not in these games, but it doesn't make sense to me when I hear about like fentanyl being in cocaine.
I mean it does make sense.
They're opposites.
No, so the problem with fentanyl is it's a very small amount would kill you, right? But people are using this in order to make their shit stronger.
Yeah,
they're using it to cut it. So and you never know the dose that you take.
Fentanyl is a downer, and coke is an upper. Like I get it with heroin, right? Because fentanyl is basically an anesthetic. Right,
yeah.
It's there to put you to sleep to get fucking surgery.
Sure.
So with heroin,
I mean, they could
like,
be
it
doing
kinda makes
speedballs.
sense. But with coke, like, how am I getting the upper? I guess it's like a speedball or some shit.
Yeah, it's like a speedball, I would imagine.
Yeah, that shit is. I mean, I've never been into that level of
I
drug
can't even
induction.
I can't even put my mind to that.
Nah.
To that. Yeah. So, but either way, like people are definitely dying from it.
I believe it. Yeah.
So if you're into any of that, man, just make sure to test your shit for fentanyl, because we don't want any of you to die.
No,
right? So,
I want 0 deaths from the Casual Nerds crew.
Facts. Big facts. Anyway, nice little segue here. Let's do where the fuck is this? Question. You want to drop your question first? I got a couple listed too. So
yeah, we got some Dave-less questions here. So let's see if this works out. So would you rather have a snapping turtle bite you in the genitals? In our case, in the dick and balls.
Sure.
Or die in 2035.
What the fuck? That is a very specific date.
Right.
I mean,
like that's exactly what, 18 years from now?
Yeah.
18? Well, we're almost at the end of 2023, so let's call it 17 years from now.
17 years from now.
You know you exactly have 17 years of life left, or a snapping turtle bites your dick.
As far, oh my God.
You're coming in heavy and
you said dick or balls, right? Dick or balls.
Dick or balls. Yeah, it says genitals, so we'll go with that.
So that the genital area. Fuck, man. I mean, as we explained earlier, I have 3 kids, and I would like to see them grow into adults. 17 years is not enough time in order to do that. They'll be
adults, right? They'll all be 20-ish by that time.
Yeah, but I'll be 57. Like that's
an
still
early death, man.
That's an early death, man. Like, and by then I would have forgotten, hopefully, about the pain and anguish that I go through about having a snapping turtle just biting my dick and balls. Hopefully it's just the balls. I can do without the balls. I have my kids.
So so you're saying like
I'd much rather the balls.
You get the snapping turtle bite, and 2035 shows up, and you're like, I made it.
Yeah,
thank God I got my
yeah,
dick
exactly.
bit by a
17 years ago.
17 years ago.
Yeah. Whereas, like, if I reach 57, I'd be like, fuck, I should have just gotten through that snapping turtle fucking bite. You know?
Yeah.
16 years from now, I'd be like, fuck, I'm going to die
done
next
the
year. I
damn
should have just
turtle.
did the fucking.
Sure wasn't that bad.
Yeah. So I would go through the snapping
But
turtle.
what if you don't, I mean, God forbid, what if you don't make it to 2035?
I know, that's what I was thinking too. It's like, you go, yeah.
I guess it doesn't matter either way. Like, in that case, you got bit by a turtle and you die in 2030.
Yeah. Because I was thinking like, oh, I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna live to that, but at least that'll guarantee that I live to that point.
Right.
You know, so I'll still take the snapping turtle. You know, let fate be what fate's gonna be, but I don't want to know what year I'm gonna die in.
No, yeah, definitely. And this is probably why we haven't done this question, because you know Dave don't fuck around with them death questions.
Nah. Yeah, yeah.
Especially knowing the date of your death, that would be like 17 years of anxiety for him.
Yeah,
and I think the same for me. Like I'm sure if I took the 2035 thing, I would like, all right, now that I know there's an end date,
clock would start.
I would like do some strategies and do everything that I can to set everything up. But I don't know that it's worth doing all of that for.
You'd be stressing for the next 17 years.
Right. And
just
I'm trying
knowing
to think
that
of how
that's
many,
all you have left.
like days of pain I would be in if a snapping turtle bit my genitals.
Or you would spend the next 17 years making sure that, you know, your kids have the best life and do all the things that they wanted to do with dad and all that shit. You know,
I mean,
really
I definitely would, but I'm gonna do that anyway.
Fuck
right?
that, yeah. You don't do that anyway. Yeah, fuck that, man. Take a fucking snapping turtle bite to the fucking balls. Or to the dickhead. If it's a dickhead, oh my god, that shit would suck so bad. But
the head, it doesn't say anything about. So I mean,
Where?
I don't know. So it says to the genitals.
Yeah, whatever.
Does
we're
that mean,
hoping for the
like,
best possible outcome.
I'm just trying to think like, do I got drawers on and it bites me in my genitals? Do I got jeans on and it bites me in my genitals?
We're thinking
or am I
straight
like
up.
naked?
Yeah, no. You're sitting down about to take a shit, didn't notice that there's this giant fucking snapping turtle sitting in the fucking toilet. You just sit down and you're comfy and you're just like, and then snap.
I mean, that's snapping turtles don't clench, right? Like they snap and then they let go.
I know nothing about a fucking snapping turtle, bro. I would assume so because it's called a snapping turtle and not a clenching turtle.
Yeah. Either way, I'm going to assume that this is going to require surgery.
Yeah.
But you know what? Better than knowing that I'm going to die in 2035. So
yeah, fuck all that. I don't want to die in 2035.
no, I have plans.
At least I don't want to know that I'm going to die in 2035.
No,
if it,
I'm going to
I mean, if that's
2300.
my fate, yeah. If that's, if,
I mean,
it,
2200. Sorry, 2300.
yeah.
Goddamn.
It's
New technology.
my fate is my fate, right? I can't change that. But to know what my fate is, it sucks.
No, I'm making it to 2110. 2110. That's when I die.
Yep. So
Right. Yeah,
anyway,
that's 130.
Sure.
Yeah, 130. That's my age.
130. Yeah. We're gonna be right there at the cutting edge of technology when they just expand human life for. Get that chip in your head from Elon Musk, okay?
Word.
And that will guarantee that.
You know, I might
He's
get
like, I don't know
the other
about that.
person's chip. Maybe not Elon's.
Sure. You're not, you're
I'm sure there'll be a competitor. I might fuck with the Android instead of the iPhone on this one.
Yeah, you're not right. All right. I mean, you're not wrong.
I'm about to say I'm not right.
I mean, you're not right, but you're not wrong.
Right.
Let me see. Okay. Next question.
Yes.
Would you rather have to announce to everyone whenever you have to fart, or pee your pants daily in secret?
I mean,
wherever you are, you just gotta be like,
ooh.
I gotta fart.
I do a lot of crop dusting in my older age.
Yeah, and every single time you instinctively just scream, I have to fart.
Gotta fart.
Yeah, I'm farting.
I mean, so I guess it'll depend on what the announcement needs to be, because currently the way I do it is like, oh, excuse me, and I just let it rip, right?
Sure.
In front of, my wife or my child or whatever. I was like, oh, excuse me.
We're not talking about your wife and your child.
Right.
talking
But I'm
about-
saying these are the only people I currently announce my farts
Correct. Yeah,
to,
yeah,
right?
That's
Anywhere
everybody.
else, I'm either holding it in or I'm waiting until the music gets really loud and letting it rip. So if I could get away with a excuse me, then maybe I would go that route. But if it has to be what you said, like hey, everybody, I
you're
have to fart
announcing.
now.
It says here, actually, I didn't
I'm
read
gonna-
it correctly. It says you have to announce it to everyone around you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, in that case, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world to piss yourself in silence, I guess.
Yeah. You just smell like piss everywhere you go.
I mean, I could just, where it depends, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
not,
true.
It's not
Yeah.
out,
If you knew
outside
this was...
If I knew it's a thing,
If you knew it's a thing, you can
And it's in
preemptively do stuff.
that's even more silent. I could, just get, after a
Might be
while, I'd
liberating,
get
bro.
comfortable with, just walking around with a dirty diaper.
It's probably very liberating to just
Gotta be.
not even have to hold it. You're just like, oh
There's gotta
guess
be
I did
dudes
have to
out there
go.
that are rocking Depends
yeah.
that don't need to.
Yeah.
They don't have, they're not, old. They don't have urinary problems. There's gotta be somebody out there that's rocking some, the the ones that they make for the ladies, the silhouettes.
Yeah.
There's gotta be people out there rocking silhouettes that don't need it, that they just want it.
What would a silhouettes be for a man? Like a
I think they might be
Depends-
silhouettes for men.
Like a Depends boxers. Right? Like
I don't even
It's
want
just-
people to notice when
it's just-
when we get into sexy time, oh, they just look like regular boxers. You don't even notice.
I mean,
But when you pull them down, they might stank like a little like this morning's coffee.
so you're talking about a boxer liner? You want boxer liners? You trying to get some boxer liners?
They're full boxers that got the whole, Depends shit throughout the whole boxer line.
Sure. No, but boxer liners would be the ideal thing where you could just do what you got to do, take it out, put a new one in, and then go on
that's
about
true.
your day.
Yeah, that's also pretty accurate. Probably easier to tuck under the balls too.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It has to line up the whole shit.
Of course, yes.
It'd be bulkier. You
But,
still have the risk of it leaking.
Maybe we should create this product.
I'm just saying, some people
we
may
might
not.
be into something here.
Yeah, we might be onto something for
A
sure.
$1 billion idea. Especially the more AI advances, the less work people want to do.
Yeah,
Like,
just if we could figure
I
out
don't
a
want to go to the
way,
bathroom anymore.
if we could figure out a way to absorb more by making it appear less, you're
Yes. Yeah.
That's it.
The Vapu Ray. If we can get a
Yeah, if we
a Vapi Ray.
no, yeah, the Vapu rise. If we can make the Vapi rise, yeah,
There you go.
yeah. Where does it go?
Where does it go? One of my
It
favorite
doesn't-
movies.
Yeah, doesn't matter where it goes, it's gone. I love that. All right, so I Let me see. Which one would I do?
Is that where you're going to? You're going with the. You're rocking the boxers.
I mean, yes, only because, man, like, I don't have irritable bowel syndrome, but I definitely get gas a lot, right? When you eat a lot of protein. And then you throw in the problems with like milk.
Oh yeah,
yeah, because I have
tell
problems
me.
with that. Yeah, yours is
bro.
yours is way worse than mine. But like that lactose intolerance, I have a little bit of it, and it's already bad. So like, I don't want to have to. Yeah. I'm already masking farts all fucking day, bro. Just like whether it's in cushions and like where you just kind of let them out. Yeah. Like that's not. Yeah, I'm not trying to announce every single one. You know what I mean? That's just a lot of work in general. Okay, so if we could,
I might test that out over the next 24 hours. I'm gonna see what happens every time a fart comes up. if I have to,
just imagine me having to yell that out right now.
Yeah. I mean, there ain't nobody where you are right now, so just yell it out. Sure.
But
when you're around people, I wonder how often I have to fart around other people.
Yeah,
it's probably a lot.
Yeah, I don't want to have to do that, because even if you don't let it out, you have to announce it. The fact that you have to fart.
Yeah, this is where, like, as we often say, the ladies' perspective on the show would be really nice to know.
Oh my God, it would be great.
Yo, can we get fucking Ray G back on the show already?
We have to get her. I'm gonna reach out to Ray G and try to get her back on the show. If not, I have a possible on a female that would come onto the show, and hopefully she works out and she may be a part of the show at some point. Yeah. But we'll get to that. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Let's see. Third question. So I'm definitely going with Peele, because I would because I know after a while it'll get embarrassing enough to where we would come up with a plan. We are going to start making some some prototypes, and I'm gonna figure this out. I'm too creative for that.
Word.
Let's see. I have two questions here, so I'm just gonna try to pick one over the other. We had two somewhat silly ones, so let's go with a little bit more of a mental thing, right? So, all right. Would you rather know all of the mysteries of the universe, or know the outcome of every choice you make? So
mysteries of the universe.
Yeah, so like all of the mysteries of the universe that we wanted to know, like what's out there, how many species are out there, like what puts us all together, what holds us all together, like what is out there? Would you want to know all of that information, or just know the outcome of every decision that you make?
Do I know the outcome of the decision before I make it?
Yes.
Or after I make it?
Every decision that comes to mind, you know what the outcome is going to be before you make it.
Before I make it, I'm gonna have to go that route.
At least that's my thought. I don't know,
based on the way you said the question, I think it's up to interpretation. But
it is up to interpretation. But it says know every outcome of every choice you make. So you make the choice and you know what the outcome is once you make it. Sorry. Not of every choice you're about to make.
So if it's after I make the decision.
After you make the decision, you know what the outcome is going to be. Then you're like, fuck.
Oof. But then I get... I guess there's some decisions that are pre-planned, and there's some decisions that are in the moment.
Sure.
think I still might go with that one.
Yeah, I can
As
see
much
that
as
choice.
because you know me, I'm a casual nerd.
Sure.
And I would really love knowing the mysteries of the universe.
I'm obviously a degenerate, so
to the head.
I just chugged out of
for
a
the audio
Fireball.
listeners. He's just chugging Fireball to the face. I want to know the mysteries of the universe, but at the same time, it's kind of existential. Like, okay, now that I know all that stuff, what good does it do me?
Sure.
So I think the choices thing that will propel me to my personal family and everyone connected around me having much success. That's where I'm gonna go with. I think that'll be a more successful route.
That's
than the mystery thing. But I'm a nerd, so I really want to know the mysteries, which is what makes this a difficult
I'm gonna
decision.
I'm gonna go that route because I feel like if I know all of the mysteries of the universe, it doesn't necessarily mean that I could use it to my advantage, but it could be that I could use it to my advantage. If I know,
there will be an advantage for sure.
There would be an advantage of me knowing how everything works.
Yeah.
And if and I do think that I'm smart enough to know this information and to use it to my advantage.
Yeah.
Whereas like where it would, bother me, it actually bothers me more to not know. Is this real? Is that real? Is that not real? Like, is the bullshit that has been brought on us by society, is that real? Like, what am I supposed to follow?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like to get to where I'm, the best person that I could be, that I'm, the most successful person that I could be. What should I actually focus on? All of that stuff. If you know the mysteries of the universe, I think that there will be a level of clarity and a level of understanding that you would just choose to know certain things, or you could be like, what's his name from Watchmen, Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, Manhattan.
Whereas like you can be Dr. Manhattan and, knowing all of that stuff is kind of like a burden because that unlocked everything, that just unlocked certain things, and and he just understands life in a completely different way. But either way, I don't know. I think I would kind of want to know everything, because if a choice I just made led to something bad, I would be kicking myself in the ass over that decision that I made because I know it's leading me there.
Right, which is the burden, right? It's like,
sure.
I just made that choice, and now I know that it's leading me the wrong direction. But that also gives me the opportunity to make a different choice. I made this choice.
But at what point would you be able to make that choice to make the outcome different?
Well, that's why I say, like, in certain moments it would be very advantageous. In other moments, there's no prescience available there. Right? Like, you're not like getting foresight to something. Like, there's literally like, you could be in a theoretical, bomb moment where it's like, cut the red wire or the blue wire. It's like, I don't know. And it's like, you cut the red wire and you're like, you immediately know, shit, that was the wrong wire. It's like, you can't go back on that, right?
You can't. Yeah.
So and obviously I don't expect to ever be in a bomb moment like that.
Yeah.
However, there could be something similar to that, right? Like those types of things. And so I can expect that, I would feel that same type of pressure to want to reverse, but you can't reverse because you already did it.
Yeah.
Give
me the
I don't
universe,
know,
baby.
I feel like there would be some advantages still to knowing. I thought a lot about what you said, right? Like knowing the mysteries of the universe kind of puts me in a similar position where I might know the outcomes of the decisions I make because I know the mysteries of the universe.
Right.
However, no, I'm going to stick with my answer. I think I'm going to go with knowing the outcomes of my choices and then having to live with the regret of making them, because I'm sure I don't always make the right choice.
Yeah, absolutely. I know I definitely don't. So,
for one, choosing to record in this room, knowing that my wife was going to bathe my daughter at some point in the night and just use the shit out of the water and make this loud ass noise behind me. Another poor choice.
It's not that terrible, but for those of you who are listening, if you hear what the hell is that sound, it's Johnny. So
yeah, it's totally me. My bad.
I'm just gonna remind y'all, we are everyday people that are just putting together a show by the hairs on our chinny
on
chin.
our chinny chin chin. And you know what? It's Thanksgiving week, guys. Like,
yeah.
Just be thankful we record a podcast and
that's
give us
true.
a little
They're
grace.
Very true. Yeah.
We love y'all, and we thank y'all for listening to this show.
Absolutely. I always I'm thankful for everybody that supports the show, continues to support the show, whether we are on our ups, on our downs. You tune in every week, and we appreciate you. And we appreciate you. So
100%.
Definitely, I won't forget y'all when we are on our up. Just to let you know, because that day is coming, okay? Whether you believe it or not, fuckers. Anyway.
What it's time for.
News clips.
Johnny Quest.
Wow, it's really loud.
I'm just gonna
right
record
now,
that one day, and I'm gonna use that as a drop after the drop.
That's gonna be the drop.
News clips with Johnny Quest, because he wants to say it so bad every fucking week.
As I always need to repeat it for some reason. I don't know why. I like that y'all did it last week, and I was like, man, they flowed so smooth from like the news clips plug to like just like saying shit. Like why do I always have to say something after that? I don't know. I like commenting on the bumpers. Anyways, let's see, news clips for today. First story, biggest story, I'm gonna say of the week.
Sure.
Motherfucking Snoop Dogg got every weed smoker tripped out of their fucking head when he posted on Twitter or X or whatever and Instagram that he was giving up the smoke. Respect his privacy. He's spoken it over with his family. And I'll be 100% up front. I think me and Walker are on the same page. We kind of knew there was a little bit something behind
the wording
this.
was
like it felt
off.
a little. I think the wording, the fact that he said I'm giving up smoke, like just made it seem like it doesn't sound like you're saying what everyone is assuming that you're saying. However, the shit worked.
But it doesn't mean you're not saying what we're saying.
Exactly. It doesn't mean you're not giving up smoke. So at least amongst everyone. What's that?
I screamed, I have to fart.
There you go.
Do you see how inconvenient that is? Anyway, continue.
Yeah, that's way too much. It's already too much. I'm going the opposite. No fire announcements.
Oh man.
Oh man, that's gonna happen too much this episode.
Yeah, we don't have to do that. I just wanted an example.
Yeah, no,
Anyway,
that was great. I love it. So, you know, the announcement from Snoop, I really thought that I assumed it was something not he wasn't giving up weed, right? Like Snoop and weed are synonymous.
Like, what is he talking about? What is he trying to?
Yes, I kind of felt it was a little marketing twist.
Sure.
You know, he was trying to do something, but I thought it was still going to be weed related. I'll be 100%. I thought he was just like, because apparently, I think like a week before or 2 weeks before, he had, or his company's brand had signed a deal with a vape company. Yeah. So I was like, oh, well, you know. This dude is obviously just trying to promote his vape company. But that is not the way that Snoop let this go at all. So in between the time we last recorded and the time we're recording now, Snoop dropped that news. And then, you know, everyone thought Snoop was giving up on weed for a whole week, basically. Bro, he let that rock, right?
The funniest shit out of all of that, right, was the fact that like Meek Mill, I think it was Doja Cat, I think it was, or some other R&B, maybe I think it was Coi Leray, came out and they were like, "We're joining the movement, we're quitting smoking." Yeah, like if Unc can do it, we could do it. Blah blah blah. You know,
that's hilarious. I love that.
So a bunch of people jumped on the train of Snoop is quitting smoking. We doing it too. This is a movement. And the motherfucker promoted a fucking smokeless grill or a smokeless fire pit.
I mean, I do want to say genius marketing.
Oh, like, I love it.
Kudos to whoever thought this project up. Because even though it's like at the end of the day, it's like, oh, that's corny. In my mind, like, I knew it was something corny ass shit, you know, not even related.
It was great.
But from a business marketing perspective, I'm thinking like, there's gotta be like 10 to 20 million people that now know that Solo Stove is a thing that had never heard of Solo Stove before.
And you know what? I even after all of this, I was like, I do hate the fucking smell of smoke from a fire pit.
Bro, I have a literal fire pit here at the lake house, and I was looking at the shit like, can I like integrate that into the fire pit? Like, does it make sense? Like, I already got a hole dug into the ground, but this shit like makes it like cleaner and they're making me consider this shit.
Yeah, exactly. Because we know that this shit exists now. And I love his approach, right? He says the shit in the commercial that he released. He says it, he's like, you know, I'm quitting smoke. And then he comes out and he says everything that he says, and then afterward, like he does it, it switches to the pit, and then they show him roasting a marshmallow, just like laughing at the fact
laughing at everybody and what they thought.
Like, motherfucker, I ain't quitting that.
Right. I was really hoping he would light a blunt on the fucking flame.
No, I mean, it's a commercial, so of course not.
Yeah.
But today he released a photo on his thing. It's a black and white photo of just him relaxing, and it's a close up of the blunt in his hand.
Nice.
Yeah, just like, hell no, I ain't quitting smoking.
Right.
You know? So yeah.
I mean,
genius.
I think
genius.
the wording on the initial press release was very well done, because more importantly than saying I'm quitting smoke, which was very clutch, and it was also the thing that made us feel like this is some marketing wording here because he
Yeah.
didn't say I'm quitting weed. I'm
He
quitting
said, "I'm done with
smoking." You know, he said I'm quitting smoke.
Said, "I'm done with smoke."
I'm done with smoke. And so we all kind of like had a feel on that point. But there was also, man, I forgot what the fuck I was leading with in this.
Yeah. I mean, you should be done with smoke too.
I might have to be done with smoke also. Oh, that's what it is. So when he included the I've discussed this with my family.
Oh yeah.
And we have all come to the
Please respect
agreement
us in this.
you know,
Please
that I
respect
should quit
me and my
smoke.
family.
Please respect my privacy. That's the shit that was like, but wait a minute, why are you including the family in this?
Yeah.
Like, is it more than, you know, and then of course all the theories like, oh, Snoop got cancer, or you know, all the health scares. Snoop got heart disease, right? He smoked cannabis, he got heart disease.
Heard all that shit.
It's so many people, and nah, motherfucker, he's just hawking a motherfucking fire pit for y'all bitch ass
Love it.
people. I
Knew
love
that
it.
was something. We were just waiting
I think
for
it
it.
was genius.
Yeah, it was great.
Absolutely excellent. On another celebrity, kind of genius move. I don't want to call it genius, but at least smart move. Y'all didn't talk about it last week. I don't think. Diddy getting called out by Cassie.
No. No, we did not talk about that. And yes, it was a genius move on Cassie's part.
Yeah, genius move on Cassie's part to extract a huge sum of millions of dollars.
So for those of you who don't know, I mean, you might be living under a rock or just don't follow pop culture news, but
that's why you're here.
Former lover of P. Diddy came out and
Poofy.
accused him of what was it?
There was so many accusations.
Yeah.
For what I've heard. So there was, I don't think there was a rape accusation. Sexual harassment, sexual assault.
Yeah, sexual assault, and
And a
human
lot of, like,
trafficking was a weird one.
cuckolding stuff and
The one human trafficking specifically
the human trafficking I thought was kind of
was very odd. And
interesting allegation.
The one thing that I noticed about the human trafficking one, right? It was in the initial reports. And then all of a sudden it started that one disappeared from the reports.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, it's so odd that one is disappearing. But either way, it ended up with Diddy pretty much settling with Cassie.
Very quickly. This is
Very
probably
quickly.
one of the fastest settlements I've seen, which is why I brought it up, because, like, again, it happened in between last week's recording and today that there was an accusation, a huge amount of media arrival around it, and lots of conversation. And then all of a sudden, Diddy settles with Cassie. Cassie withdraws her lawsuit, and it's all over.
And it was.
I've heard a lot of different stories on why it could have happened in that way and the timing of things.
Well, she did come out and from what I'm seeing here, yes, it says Diddy sued by Cassie for alleged rape, abuse, and human trafficking. And then it says Cassie released a statement and said, "After years in silence and darkness, I am finally ready to tell my story and to speak up on behalf of myself and for the benefit of other women who face violence and abuse in their relationships." So yeah, and this obviously sparked a bunch of people who were in there, and of course these are all allegations. Who knows whether things were true or not? But so we're just kind of repeating what others are saying. A few people came out and were kind of sharing their stories of what they witnessed when the two were dating. And, seen, I forgot who it was, but I've seen stories of people saying, like, I thought it was weird that it was Diddy, you know, once they were romantically involved, that he saw somebody with their head half shaven off, and he told her, "You're doing that tomorrow. You're shaving your head. You're shaving half of your head tomorrow." And she's like, "What?" And he's like, "Yep, you're doing that." And she's like, "Okay." And the person who witnessed it was like, "Why would you do that?" And then she ended up shaving her head, and that was famously, you know, that famously happened where half of her head was shaved. So little stupid things like that. But honestly, who knows? Diddy is a high profile person. I wouldn't put it
seems
past
more like a
controlling thing.
It's like a pressure because at that time she was like 20 years old, right?
Sure.
And this dude is already a multi-millionaire media mogul, right?
Yeah.
Like he's fucking Diddy.
Like he's triple-digit millionaire.
Yeah. So that could be one of those like power moves.
Yeah.
Power abuses.
Cassie has like 2 songs. She was tied to Ryan Leslie.
She has 2? Because I feel like I know she has the one.
She has the one. I was giving her grace and mentioning 2. But she definitely has the one.
I'm going to assume that there was a second song that's not popping into my head right now.
Sure.
But yes, I always tied her to Ryan Leslie, not to Diddy.
Yeah,
but then, like, after the Ryan Leslie thing, she connected with Diddy, and then that was like her girl or his girl for a while.
She also came out and said that I guess that he found out that her and Kid Cudi were in a previous relationship, and Diddy was the one that orchestrated a car explosion or some shit that he wasn't that Kid Cudi was involved in.
Like
I know
he tried
nothing
to
about
murder Kid Cudi. Is that what?
That was one of the allegations that she threw at him.
So I didn't know specifically that.
I didn't know. Yeah,
I knew that there
instance.
was something to do with a story that Kid Cudi corroborated.
Mm-hmm.
But Kid Cudi is corroborating that Puff Daddy tried to kill him.
I don't know if Kid Cudi is corroborating with it. I know Cassie is accusing him
of trying to kill Kid Cudi.
Of trying to kill Kid Cudi because he found out that the two were romantically involved.
That
previously.
is quite the allegation.
Quite the allegation.
That is not an I'm gonna settle for a couple $1 million.
Facts.
Even tens of millions. I think it was 30 million is what he ended up giving her.
I hadn't seen the amount.
I don't think it's fully like officially put out there, but there I'm pretty sure I heard that the thought is somewhere around $30 million is what she got for this, which is like not a small amount of money. But also not a lot of amount of money for the allegations. Like,
sure,
based on what you're alleging, there's
a lot going on there.
A lot more, and I would think you would prefer the dude go to jail based on the things you're alleging. Like, these are like human trafficking, rape, attempted murder.
And it doesn't look good on.
You should be in prison.
But at the same time, even though he released a statement stating that the fact that he resolved this, or that they resolved this privately, it does not reflect on the fact that he is not guilty on these allegations. He did release a statement saying that. However, it does not look good at the fact that he just, I'm giving in on whatever the fuck it is that you need.
Yeah.
Because if for whatever reason the things that you say are incorrect, you would fight that. If you have that much money, you would fight that to the full extent of the law to try to clear your name in public.
That's where
Am I right on that?
I'm falling at. I'm trying to like fight. I'm trying to balance those two things right there. Like I'm trying to understand, like, because exactly what you said, right? If you have the money, then why wouldn't you like defend yourself until the ends of the earth?
Supposedly he's
So
a billionaire,
if you pay
so
it
he has
off,
all the money.
Then it's kind of like you're just silencing your critics.
Yep.
And
this is not the only allegation against P. Diddy. So it's like he's been, as of late, he's been the subject of conversation in many different ways. So
yeah, it's a question
one.
for sure. Like it's something that I feel like we should be talking about, Diddy. We've been talking about it for a minute. But yeah, you know, this is something suspicious there is going on.
There's something there.
Smoke, there's fire.
Hey, who are we, right? We don't know Diddy. Cool.
So yeah, fucking Diddy. I don't know. It is what it is. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
I was more
don't
impressed
know.
that he like settled this fucking story before it really caught big legs.
Yeah.
And
I think that's all
and
he was
that
really
might
hoping
be, like, yeah, that's the point. And it might be, you know, like I said, I've heard people say,
look,
it's that makes him look guiltier, selling it quickly, but also that could just be like, I'm not trying to deal with this bullshit, or you know, like because I also heard that she had previously blackmailed, quote unquote, that's what they call it, from their perspective. But she had previously demanded $30 million. That's where I got the $30 million number from. She had previously demanded $30 million from him in exchange for not releasing a book. And then didn't do the book.
Like a tell-all book?
Yeah, a tell-all book. Didn't do the book and instead sued him because there was some sort of like a statute of time that you would be allowed to sue for the allegations placed there. So, anyways, that's the Diddy story. I don't know if you got any more.
Yeah, he has a no. I mean,
there.
he has a lot of shit there. What's her name? Audrey from Danity Kane has come out and said like she was happy to see that Cassie came out because she's been saying, like, she's been making her run saying that Diddy pretty much made her sign an NDA to never speak about him publicly and all this shit because she's been speaking out about him for years. It doesn't surprise me, man. People.
He made her walk to Brooklyn for Junior's cheesecake, right?
No. Danity Kane. That was for the rap.
Oh, that
group.
was the band.
Yeah, that was the band.
Yeah, Danity Kane
and then
was
Danity Kane was the R&B girls group.
Yeah.
The singers and shit. So, but
I'm sure
apparently
he did stupid shit for them too.
Right, he did stupid shit for them, and you know they couldn't have careers after that whole shit and shit like that. So, yeah, he made her sign NDAs to not be able to talk. So, I'm sure Puff had said extremely shady shit. 50 Cent, who I actually believe, because he always comes out. He's been talking shit. He's been talking shit about Diddy for years, calling him extremely sus for, you know, and flagrant for a lot of different shit. His most famous one, he was in an interview where he was saying that Diddy offered to take him shopping, and he's like, motherfucker, what the fuck are you gonna take me shopping for? Like, what the fuck are we talking about here? You know what I mean? So he's been publicly talking shit about Diddy for years.
Yeah.
And you can look up all of those interviews where 50, and I mean, if you follow 50 Cent, he doesn't sugarcoat shit.
No.
And he doesn't give a fuck about what these motherfuckers, these, you know, like what these powerful dudes have to say or do. He knows he doesn't give
enough
a fuck.
power.
So the fact that he is even speaking out on certain shit that has to do with Diddy makes me believe that there's a lot of truth to the shit that's been told about Diddy. And then on top of that, if you want to throw in that suspect ass fucking interview on Drink Champs where Diddy.
I didn't see that.
Oh, you didn't see those clips? Oh,
No, I didn't
crazy,
see those.
son. That shit is crazy, son. Diddy was on there drunk as fuck, and it was Fabulous, and it was Jadakiss on there, and Diddy was calling him like I can't even fucking explain it to you, bro. Like because I can't fathom like the. Hold on. I'm gonna. You can probably edit this and then. Yeah. I gotta pull this up because let me see. There's a number of suspect fucking hip hop shit, but let me see.
Sus like gay sus?
Yes.
Oh shit.
There are tons of allegations of the fact that, you know, of what Diddy has to do with all that shit. Let me see. Okay, so here's a 3-minute clip. I don't know exactly what's on this clip, but we're gonna play as much as we can, and I'll try. I don't know. We can edit it you can edit it as much as it needs to be, just to get the point across. You know what I mean?
Yep.
All right, so let me try to share my thing here. All right, here's the clip.
Yeah, I love this drink. I like when you like this, Daddy. Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping for shit. I like that.
I'll be practicing. I got
Exactly.
Yeah, I love this drink. I like when you like this, Daddy. Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping for you. When you scrambling and scraping for shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over with that one.
Make it work.
All right, and that's pretty much it. He said that, and he did a couple things throughout the show after he got drunk that pretty much.
He definitely called the man daddy. But I would also say that might just be
yes,
Puff
it might
slang.
be. It might be
Like
Puff slang.
Like Puff just thinks that that's cool.
No, however, that is what 50 Cent is always talking about. He's always saying he's throwing these parties and he's doing that, and that's why he was like, and I think it was before this interview that he was like, this motherfucker telling me he want to take me shopping. What the fuck you want to take me shopping for? Like if you look it up,
was that? I don't understand the context of the Puff offering the shopping thing. Like, is that when Bad Boy was trying to sign 50?
No, this was when
like
50 was hot.
recent?
This was when 50 was hot. 50's been outspoken about it for years. But, you know, on interviews, and he openly says all that shit, and he pretty much called Diddy sweet and all that shit. And, you know, I mean, it is what it is, but I'm just saying, like, he's just been commenting on that for years, and nobody ever says anything. But there are interviews.
It's like the taking me shopping thing. I feel like it's like
that's just one of the ones that I could remember. I'm not going to go down a rabbit hole.
I'm just like, that could be taken out of context. Like
correct. That's why I'm telling people, like, if you want to look into it, feel free to look into it. There's more to all of that. However, what I'm saying is that he's been outspoken about that for years, and this is not the only instance. But it's just there's just a lot to process when it comes to certain things, and, you know, to each their own. You know, it is what it is, but
sure. I mean, I'm sure
there's just a lot.
If it's true, him and Will Smith was all chilling together.
Oh
right?
shit! Is that the next one, or is that a?
I mean, if you want to talk about Will Smith getting his cheek clapped, you can talk about that too.
I mean, it took for Will Smith to get his cheek claps for. It took for a rumor of Will Smith's getting his cheeks clapped for his for Jada to actually stand up for him instead of you know, throwing him under the fucking bus.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I mean,
damn, that woman.
Anyway, continue with your news stories. I don't know, whatever you want to talk about.
Completely different genre of folks.
Sure.
I actually wanted to bring up last story that I wanted to bring up was this Matt Rife controversy.
Matt Rife, yes.
Matt Rife, the comedian. You may or may not be familiar with him. He got pretty popular.
Pretty popular on TikTok.
Yes, TikTok was really big. He's got a lot of like crowd work is what he's mostly famous for, I would say.
Yep.
And then he got a Netflix special, which I've heard differing things on it. Some people say it's good. Some people are like, meh. He's better.
I was going back and
work.
forth with Rocco earlier today because he is a legit Matt Rife hater.
Shocker.
And it's not a shocker. However, a lot of dudes do hate Matt Rife because, in all honesty, the reason why Matt Rife rose to popularity is because he's a good-looking dude, right? Women find him attractive. So because of that,
I didn't realize that.
Everyone wanted to, everyone wants to like hate on Matt Rife. And in all honesty, even though, and Rocco was trying to put and I'm sure he's gonna come on the show. He kind of wants to come on next week so that we can all fuck with him on that. But he's been saying that that crowd work is not comedy. That's not
hot take.
That is not a part of comedy. It's the material, and then crowd work is extra, but it's not
extra. But pre-written is only comedy.
It's the only way to rate comedy.
That's a hot take.
And I disagree, bro.
Yeah, I think there are two, in my personal opinion, and I'll jump in first and I'll let you say yours. But just personally, I feel like on that aspect, that's just two different types of comedians. Mm-hmm. There are comedians that are on the nose, in the moment, can drop jokes, do the crowd work, handle hecklers, and work with the folks and drop on the dimes, and may not be great on the pre-written shit. And then there's folks that are amazing on the pre-written shit, can't handle the crowd work at all.
Can't handle crowd work.
And the greatest folks are the ones that can do both.
Sure.
But I don't think I'm just gonna say that's a terrible take, Rocco. Sorry.
I agree with you on that's a terrible take. I don't agree with him either. I think crowd work is not necessarily that is. Yeah, it's essential. It is definitely a skill, especially when it comes to comedy, because you have to know how to handle a heckler, right? And if you jump on the forefront of it, and that was his point, is that Matt Rife's, and probably why there's mixed reviews on his Netflix special, because he became popular on TikTok for those smaller clips. And most of it is because of his crowd work. And the critique that I kind of agree with him, I don't know, because I haven't seen the special, so I can't really speak on that. But a majority of the reason why I did like him is his crowd work. So I can't speak, and I told him that, I can't speak on his material because I haven't seen much of that. But crowd work makes for great short clips and content. Right. And every single time, he is amazing at it. I laugh at it, at the shit that he comes up with on at the drop of a dime. So he's great at that.
Yeah. Well, so apparently there's controversy around in this special. He obviously has pre-written content.
Sure.
And he literally starts off the show talking about a visit to Baltimore. And I think I think the show is filmed in Baltimore. And so, usually comedians do that, right? They talk about the town that they're in.
Yeah.
And he talks about, and even if it wasn't, he talks about the visit to Baltimore, and he's like, oh, every time I go to Baltimore, I don't get the real experience until I get into the city. And then he talks about how he goes, like, he says, like, it's great outside of Baltimore, and then you get into the city, and it's different. He goes into Baltimore, and he's with a friend, and they go to a restaurant, and the first person that greets him at the restaurant is a woman, and she has a black eye. And he's like, God damn, Baltimore, like, you couldn't even hide this woman? Like, you couldn't even, like, put her in the back of the restaurant, right? And his boy was like, damn, I kind of feel bad for this girl. Like, I feel like they should have, like, put her, like, in the, in the back of house, like, at least, like, have her cooking instead of hosting. And then his joke was like, but I mean, I agree with you, but, like, if she could cook, do you think she would have a black eye?
Okay.
I feel like that's a funny fucking joke, right?
It's a joke, though. It's a
So
joke.
people are coming at him so hard over a domestic violence joke, as if there are people talking about, like, I hope this woman he was talking about is okay. Do you think this person is real? Like, first off, do you really think that he really saw a woman with the black eye at a restaurant that he went into in Baltimore? Like, I'm sure he may have once in his lifetime seen a woman with a black eye, and maybe even not. He's literally just pulling off. He's just
making a joke about the violence
jokes is a fucking
in
comedy
Baltimore.
show.
Yeah, so first of all, yes, I agree with you on that. It is a comedy show. I cannot stand people who go to a comedy show or watch a comedy show and nitpick for fucking real life issues.
Oh, it gets better.
Please.
It gets better.
Okay.
So there was the controversy, right? Mm-hmm. About this joke and the Netflix, and of course all the people coming in of domestic violence should never be a joke and all this stuff, right? So of course he has to respond to this, all these allegations and all this controversy. And so he posts, I think it was on Twitter. I'm going to assume it's Twitter, even though I wish people would post on Threads first, but whatever. He posts and he's like, I'm so sorry that people were offended by the comedy that I put out there. If you are one of those that were offended, please click this link to see my official apology video. And when you click the link, it goes to a special needs helmet website for people that need
nice.
and so now the controversy switches to you shouldn't make fun of special needs people.
Yes. Yeah. People are butthurt.
Comedy is under attack.
Yeah, comedy, like, people can't even try to make fun. So comedy is one of those things where,
I feel like I'm not 100% in all of his, like, pre-written jokes. I'm not going to go with Rocco and be like, he's not funny at all.
But that's my problem with Rocco is everything is, it's either there's no gray areas. Yes, it's absolutist. It's he's not funny. I've tried. I've seen multiple videos and I didn't laugh, chuckle, or anything at all. And it's like, bro, lighten the fuck up, bro.
Yeah.
Like, relax, okay? And I try to get on him for that exactly, for that exact shit. My cousin Orlando, who was on the show before, he was on there saying, like, funny how one of the people that you said you admire is like Seinfeld, and I've never found Seinfeld funny in my life other than his show. Like, you know what I mean? Like, So I don't know. So the whole shit with Matt Rife, I haven't seen the special. For those,
I'll watch it.
I'm gonna watch it. For those specific situations, comedy has always been a no holds barred. Fucking, we will laugh at anything that is, as long as it's not like absolutely fucking like racist or hateful in any way. We reserve the right to just laugh about whatever it is the fuck that like anything is open to just laugh about.
Yeah.
No one is exempt. As a matter of fact, people who have disabilities or anything like that, the number one thing that they say is that they don't want to be excluded. They want to feel normal like everybody else. And it's always the entitled fucking assholes and people that don't have those disabilities,
right?
That are that are offended and that are very vocal about it.
People feel offended for other people.
Exactly. There was a video on TikTok that I saw, right, of a white man dressed up in a mariachi uniform, right? The big hat, the sombrero, the mariachi, not even mariachi outfit, but the poncho, like uber Mexican fucking stereotype dressing, right?
Uh-huh.
And he was in a white neighborhood and he was wearing that. And he asked people, "Are you offended by my outfit?" And they're like, "Yes." He's like, "Why?" And they're saying because it's offensive to their people, right? And he went to multiple people and said that. Like, oh yeah, yes, I'm offended by that because it's offensive to the people who represents their culture. And then he goes to a Mexican neighborhood, like straight up all Mexicans, and he goes up to the Mexicans. He goes, "Are you offended?" They go like, "No, like that, like I like it. It's amazing, you know." And every single person he went up to was just like, "No, like it's great." You know what I mean? And that right there represents exactly like the people that are vocal about being offended or outraged by this bullshit aren't even the fucking people that should be outraged. It's just people that are extremely vocal because they think they should be. And fuck those people, man. Fuck those people. That's it.
A lot of white saviors out there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Right. Nobody gives a fuck about your opinion.
Not from a racist perspective. This is just typically most of the saviors out there are white.
Facts. Yeah. I mean, and it's not. I mean, at this point now, it's not even. It's not even white saviors.
Get rid of the whiteness. Yeah. There's a savior complex that a lot of people feel that they have.
Facts. Yeah. You think that your voice actually matters for a group of people that you aren't even a part of.
Yeah, I'm sorry for the people that came in for a comedic episode, but I'm just here to shit on everyone. Your voice does not matter. Our voice doesn't matter because no one listens to us. Hey. So,
and you know what? And you know what?
Most people think that they care, and that they're saying something important, and most people say a lot of bullshit.
I'll be honest with you, bro. I feel like as of late, it feels like we don't have as much listeners or possibly even followers that we used to. You know what I mean? There were people that were vocal before about watching our shit and blah 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 that are no longer there, and I'm perfectly fine because it has no indication on what we are saying, what we are putting out there. It only has an indication of the fact that, if you listen to our show, right, and we invoke some kind of thought where it actually pisses you off and you no longer want to listen to us, we're doing our fucking job. You know why? Yeah. Because we are not catering to you, your thought, how you take it. Sometimes And I've heard the comment that we should be, sensitive culture because of depending on how you take the information. You know what I mean? So like, it really doesn't fucking matter. We speak our truth the way that we speak our truth, and we laugh about the shit that we laugh about, whether people think that it is insensitive that we are even speaking on the subject, whether it is insensitive that we have the take that we fucking have on the subject because it seems like we are either with the majority or we are with the minority. It kind of seems like we are with the minority that are actually being able to speak the shit that, to speak our mind the way that we actually, like, we're free to speak our mind, right? The same way that other people are free to speak their minds. It may not be in line with your train of thought or what you're thinking, but if we say some shit and it's not in line with what you're thinking, but it kind of sparks some shit and makes you think like, do I think this way? Do I think that way?
No, we did.
At the end of the day, we welcome you all. But we're going to fucking be the people that we are 100%. And we're not going to change for you just because you don't agree with it. I'm sorry. And if you want us to agree, I'm happy that you fucking fell off. That's fine. It is what it is. Sorry, not sorry. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
I mean, yes.
What kind of honor
people that
that's
listen
fine.
that love what we say. There are people
Sure.
that listen that love to hate what we say.
Sure.
And that's what we're
And
here
either
for.
way, it's fine.
Yeah. Whether we have 5 people listening or 100,000, the opinions are the same. And we love y'all for hating or loving them.
Yeah.
However, I'm gonna stick to my point that I think comedy is comedy, and you should just let that shit rock.
Comedy is comedy.
I'm gonna call you out, Wack. You ain't do the disclaimer this week. I don't know if it's because I was on and there was no Dave. I don't know what it is, but we just podding over here. So relax. Anyways,
it is what it is. And I didn't do the disclaimer because normally it is me and Dave that start stuff fucking just saying random ass shit, and then you hit us up afterward like y'all be wilding.
I gotta bring y'all back. That's what I do sometimes. But sometimes I just like to fuck around too. I do tend to be a little too logical at times. So.
But at the end of the day, I mean, that's something that I've been thinking about any fucking way. It is like, it makes me feel like sometimes, and not even, but, because I defend us anytime that shit comes up. And I will always defend us because there's no, what's the word? What is it that I'm thinking about? There's no real rhyme or reason or thought behind what we say, and there's no motive, right? But we are 3 people who think in a very specific way, and we are going to say the way that we think. Sometimes, a lot of times, apparently, we agree. But the major thing that all 3 of us have in common is that when we think of us in a specific way, I don't give a fuck what the majority thinks. I don't give a fuck with, what a lot of people think. We're going to speak in how we think and how we agree with certain things. Yeah. If we disagree, we come together and we'll discuss that shit on the fucking pod, and we will disagree with each other. A lot of times though, we don't disagree on a lot of shit. And that's just where we are in life, I'm 40 years old, bro. I'm not here to appease any fucking body. I'm not here to, live a social fucking media life that I don't fucking live, or promote some shit that I don't fucking agree with in my life. I'm just living my life. I believe the things that I believe in, and I'm going to say the things that I believe in because we have a platform, and we're going to continue to believe or say the things that we believe in together. And that's about it. So
for sure,
that is what it is. So Matt Rife, Do you,
Keep
bro?
doing you.
Because keep doing you. Because like nobody's talking shit. And maybe some people are talking shit about fucking Andrew Schultz is popular, and he has a lot of crowd work.
Mm-hmm.
Now the only thing that I could say about Andrew
Schultz
Schultz
done sold out the Garden 2 nights
done
in
sold-
a row.
fucking did.
Shout
So,
out to the kid,
yes.
bro.
Where is it?
Yes.
Salute to
fuck
you.
I fuck with Schultz hard.
I fuck with Schultz hard too.
And
That's why I
kudos to the
cannot.
kid, man.
I cannot say anything about Matt Rife's special
No.
because I haven't seen it. Right. But one thing that I can say about Schultz is that his material is fire and his crowd work is insane.
His crowd work is way killer.
It's insane.
And his material is also good.
That's
Like,
what I mean.
I saw his show, and damn, that shit was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all
no,
of
he
it.
kill
All
it,
of
he
it.
kill it.
His material, his crowd work, everything
Yeah,
is
he's-
fire.
he's
So
doing
I
his
can't
thing.
really speak to Matt Rife's material because I haven't seen. I can honestly say
It's on my
as
up
of
next.
as of right now because of what I was talking shit about
My list,
with
whatever it's called.
Rocco.
No, I feel you.
This was literally just before we started recording, so I haven't had that opportunity. So and all of his clips on like TikTok and shit that I have seen are all crowd work. So I will give it to him that it is crowd
Same.
work, but I do not agree with the fact that crowd work is not does not matter in comedy. No,
I do not agree with
Like,
that at
I
all.
don't agree with that. I don't
All
agree
right.
with that.
I'm done. We can move on to Hollywood.
Yes, sir. Hollywood. All right, so there's a number of things that have come out, but as a matter of fact, hot right now. Biggest news in Hollywood is the fact that Mr. Dave Filoni has been named the chief creative officer of LucasFilms.
Ooh.
Nerds rejoice.
Shout out to the king.
Nerds rejoice.
I'm not mad at that.
Nobody is mad at that. Everybody is
No.
extremely happy.
Chief creative officer. Yeah.
Chief
Flowers
creative
for
officer.
the god. That's
Yes.
what I'm going to say.
For those of you
Or
who
goat,
don't know,
however you want to call it, but yeah.
he is the GOAT.
He deserves his flowers on
one
that.
of them.
I fuck with his story. Even though I know I said on the last time I think I was on, or 2 episodes ago that I was on here, I was talking about people that
Sure.
didn't like Dave Filoni's versions of the stories and shit. I fuck with Dave Filoni's versions of the stories. I
Yes.
like them. I like the Clone Wars, the Rebels, and everything that he's done with Book of Boba
So-
Fett, Mandalorian, and Ahsoka.
Yeah. So Dave Filoni, that's why all the nerds rejoice. And I was talking to Rocco about this too after our debate on Matt Rife, is the fact that Dave Filoni, he is a Star Wars fan. He knows the lore inside and out. He was taught by Lucas himself, George Lucas
Directly,
himself.
right.
So he knows everything that is Star Wars, and this is the reason why when John Favreau was hired to do The Mandalorian, of course he brought Dave Filoni in on that experience.
That also just shows that Jon Favreau was a real Star Wars nerd.
Yes. He
wasn't a
because he
bullshitter.
brought in Dave Filoni, he brought in
Yeah.
Bryce Dallas Howard, he brought in Taika, he brought in Robert Rodriguez,
Yeah.
he brought in everybody who he knew was a Star Wars nerd. So with Dave Filoni, in recent years, because I've heard people talking about how everybody likes to bring up the last trilogy, right? And the people that don't necessarily follow the events during the last or the sequels, I should say, the last trilogies that were in the movie sequence. So the sequels, we will refer to them as people who don't know the events that happened during that. And past that, like to bring up the fact that the sequels sucked. So I will tell you, the sequels were done by J.J. Abrams, right? At least the first movie was.
The third one too.
Yes. Let me get to that. So the first movie was done by J.J. Abrams. Second movie was not done by J.J. Abrams, right? They had a plan, and the studio decided to change things around, which they did. Second movie sucked. Everybody hated it. There were some changes.
Hot take, I didn't.
Hot take. I mean, some people really did hate the last. What was it? Was it the?
I will agree with you. Most people hated it.
Most people hated it. So
say
a lot of people say that the trilogy.
When I say most people, I'll say 54%. So a
lot of people.
people
yes, the majority of people did not like it, and the majority of people would say. A lot of people say that the trilogy, the sequels, were great as standalones, horrible as a trilogy. And so that is the term that is used, right? And that is because
that as well, yeah, that's like a third category. I'll put it.
That is because J.J. Abrams spearheaded the first one. First one was good,
right?
A lot of hype behind it. Second one, the studio heads thought things should go a different way, and even the girl who played Rey, what's her name? I forget. Anyway, the girl who played Rey,
yeah. On top of my head, I'm listening.
She stated that even she didn't know who Rey was, like as far as like on the family lineage, because it would switch between her being a Skywalker and her being somebody else, and then it just wasn't clear. And then when that one didn't do so well, they brought J.J. Abrams back for the third one, which tried to tie together this movie, and then it was just like a clusterfuck trying to bring it. And it was still good, but it just didn't make sense as a whole, right? Because there was no continuity there. There was no structure. There was no anything. So then The Mandalorian came out after that. They brought in Jon Favreau. The Mandalorian was a huge success. Jon Favreau brought in Dave Filoni, who Dave Filoni was the person who was in charge of doing the animated series, right? The Clone Wars, Rebels. Those were loved by fans and critics alike. And then from there we know like the different shows that have come across then we got everything that Favreau was attached to, as far as it was either Favreau or Filoni, right? Favreau or Filoni, blah blah blah. So now Favreau or Filoni is most recently directed Ahsoka, which Ahsoka was awesome in my opinion. Because now he is the chief creative officer on there. So that means that, and he said it himself. Let me see. I tagged it here because he said it himself. He said that that before he was brought in, after projects were already started and pretty much almost done, and and he was brought in to see like what was going on. He said in this new role, it's opened up to basically everything that's going on. When we're planning the future and what we're doing now, I'm involved at the inception phase. So now he is just attached to make sure that everything is in line with the Star Wars lore as it's supposed to be, and everything moves forward as it's supposed to. So, yeah. He's pretty much now officially the Kevin Feige of Star Wars, specifically of Lucasfilm.
Star Wars side, yeah.
Yes, of Lucasfilms.
Lucasfilms.
Yes. Correct.
I'm good with that. I feel
I'm happy with that, yeah.
I think he deserves it. Mm-hmm. He's the closest. I'm glad like that, and I don't think because she's still in charge, Kathleen Kennedy. She's still leading Lucasfilms, but the fact that he's the creative lead, I think that makes the most sense. But to make it official is beautiful, and you know, cheers to him. Yeah, exactly. Salute.
Yeah,
like
that's
so well deserved.
Yeah, well deserved. I think that this is great for Star Wars fans. Like I said, Star Wars fans are
at least
most of the time
will feel under his guidance, right? Things will feel cohesive. Everything that's come out since the Disney acquisition.
Sure.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right? Like everything since the Disney acquisition will be forever until the end of his reign, you know, cohesive. I think that's good. So
and that's what I was going to say, that I mean, I've been outspoken before about Star Wars fans. Star Wars fans are the fucking worst because they can never agree on anything, and they hate everything and they love everything. It's either one or the other, right? You either love it or you hate it. There's no in between.
That hate Dave Filoni.
You know what? I mean, there probably are a few, but as of now, as far as I've seen, everyone is rejoicing at the fact that Dave Filoni
I will
has
say
this.
most of the Star Wars fans that I know are Star Wars fans of like the full complete thing.
Correct.
Right? And that's why they embrace Dave Filoni. But I do know some that are fans of like George Lucas, purists. And they're like originals, no and it's weird because George Lucas did the first three, but they still like no prequels.
Sure.
They're pretty much like originals only.
Yeah.
You know,
again, Star Wars. Star Wars fans are the
those
fucking
people
worst,
will never like Dave Filoni because they're originals only people.
Yeah, but Dave Filoni was pretty much anointed by George Lucas. He learned
which is
directly from George Lucas.
That's why I'm saying the people that I'm talking about that are originals only, they gave up on George Lucas. They feel like George Lucas lost his visions when he, you know, did the not even just the prequels, but like the recertifications. I forget what the official term is.
Yeah.
When they re-released the original
when
three,
he did the
when he added all remastered. I don't think it was called remastered.
Remastered, yeah. Where he remastered
it is a remaster, but I think it had a different name. But whatever.
He added the effects, the visual effects and shit.
Yes, and they added like an extra like one clip scene. There's people that are like, that shit is bullshit. What the fuck is going on? And so I would say those people aren't even George Lucas purists. They're just Star Wars original series purists.
Either way, nobody is other than apparently those people.
Most people
online,
I would say are happy with Dave Filoni. Yes,
most
absolutely.
people are joined together in the fact that it is a good thing that somebody, especially at the caliber of Dave Filoni, who is in charge of making sure that things moving forward are connected and they're legit. So
yeah.
So shout out to Dave Filoni. That's an amazing choice. Let's see. Other than that, the biggest thing are the casting rumors for Fantastic Four, because those were shot around. Dave even mentioned that, after the SAG-AFTRA strikes, we were supposed to get casting, and these are not confirmed. I have to say that because they definitely are not confirmed. However, these are the rumors that are going around. Biggest one is Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards.
Oh, that's a big
I will. Yeah, that is a huge one. I will say that when I heard that one, I was torn because I do love Pedro Pascal. However, I was not. That was furthest from my mind.
Yes.
When it came to Reed Richards.
Doesn't look like anything I would have pictured, but
no. But can he do it? I believe so.
yeah, I could see it
I
working.
think he can.
Which is why I'm not a casting director.
Yes, I think the rest, minus the last one, were rumors previously, but it looks like they may be the cast here, and if they are, I'm not mad at it. Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm. You can research the following if you don't know who they are. Joe Quinn as Johnny Storm, and no, that's not me.
Joseph Quinn. Joseph.
Yes, Joseph Quinn. He is famous for his role on Stranger Things as Eddie, right? That's who he played, Eddie on Stranger Things. Last season, the rocker dude with the
rocker
hair
guy with the long
that
hair.
was on the house playing the guitar. He is rumored to be playing Johnny Storm. Ebon Moss Backrap, who is famous for he's famous as cousin on yes on what the fuck is the
Hulu
show?
Not the Beast. The Bear.
That's what I wanted to say too.
The Bear.
Yeah, I wanted to say the Beast for some reason, and I knew that was wrong. Yes, on the Bear, he will be playing Ben Grimm. AKA
That sounds pretty dope because one, I like him. He was in not Star Wars. He was in Mandalorian, was it, or Ahsoka?
I think it was Mandalorian.
Or it was the other one, the Book of Boba Fett. I don't know. He was in one of those series of in that genre, but he played good. He played well in that storyline. I liked him there. Obviously, I love him in The Bear. I think he's super great. And I've seen him in something else recently. I want to say it might have been a film, like a direct-to-stream film, or I saw it on online. But regardless, I like him. I like that actor. So, and at first I'm like, that's kind of weird. But no, I think that would be kind of a good story for the thing. I think he could play it. And I like his voice for the thing. Sure. Because the thing is going to be CGI regardless. So I like his voice for the thing, yeah.
Yeah. No, I like that too. And strangely enough, Galactus is going to be a part of this film. And rumored to play Galactus is Javier Bardem.
It's kind of weird, but I'll take it.
I'll take it too, yeah.
I don't know. Javier Bardem, I like him.
It was previously rumored to be. It was previously rumored to be. Fuck. What is his? Why am I spacing on his name? Puss in Boots.
Antonio Banderas.
Antonio Banderas. It was rumored to be Antonio Banderas. I don't know why they want a Latino to play Galactus, but
they're really into Latinos for Galactus.
Yeah. So apparently so, but now it is.
And Pedro Pascal is freaking fantastic.
I mean,
Mr.
yes.
Fantastic. Hey, this is cool.
Los Cuatro Fantásticos.
I mean, is they gonna throw Bad Bunny in there too?
Probably. Probably.
Oh man. Yeah. I mean, that's like there are roles that Javier Bardem has been like amazing at, and there are roles that Javier Bardem has been at that I'm like, we could have done without him.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. It remains to be seen.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I feel you on that one. I honestly, I mean, we're casual nerds here, so I don't really know, except for what I have heard from actual nerds, right? actual comic book nerds on who Galactus is and the extent of that character.
Yeah.
I don't really know to really have an opinion on whether I hate or love this, other than the fact that Javier Bardem, as an actor, for the most part, he is a top tier actor. In my opinion,
absolutely.
So what he means in this role, I'm not honestly sure. So I'm not mad at it. I'm not tied to this character in any way to where I would feel one opinion or the other.
Fair.
One thing that I do enjoy, a piece of news, is that Jordan Peele's Monkey Paw Studio is now going to remake Wes Craven's cult classic, The People Under the Stairs.
Oh, I heard this.
I do like
That
this.
does look interesting.
The People Under the Stairs would be
like
an
that
amazing
tracks
movie.
With the Get Out universe.
Yes, it really does. I think that this would be dope, and it would be a great addition. So I'm not mad at it at all. I think he would do it justice. It really does track. I think it's a great choice to do this. So I look forward to this remake. People Under the Stairs was a movie I remember watching as a kid. I don't remember all of the details. I do remember that it does follow like a black family going through some shit with some crazy white folks. So it all falls deep into Jordan Peele's shit. So next up, going back to Star Wars, Taika gives a little bit of an update on his Star Wars movie. A while back, we talked about how he was supposed to be, initially it was the fact that he was doing a trilogy, I want to say. He was spearheading a trilogy, but it might just be one movie. I know that back then they were talking about that. He actually said when asked for an update on his movie, he said, "I'm still developing something with them. Like me, they have a lot of projects going on. I think they're gonna push it until I finish these other projects. My thing is, I don't want to take. I'm sorry. My thing is, I want to take my time with that and get it right. I don't want to rush this movie." So pretty much people are asking him what's going on with the Star Wars movie, and he's just saying like, "Yo, I have so much shit on my plate right now. I think they're being patient with me, and I definitely don't want to rush this project." So I think it's a good thing, especially after the whole thing with Thor. He has some movies that are just not in his favor at the moment, so definitely doesn't want to rush anything, doesn't want to tank any of it. So I think it's a great thing, in my opinion.
I'm for it if it's done the right way. Absolutely.
And the last thing that I have is a casting for Superman Legacy. I mean, there were a couple of them, but I think this is the biggest one. Nicholas Hoult has been cast as Lex Luther in Superman Legacy. Nicholas Hoult is famously, I think you'll probably recognize him from as playing the Beast in.
That dude.
Yeah, as playing the Beast in X-Men First Class.
Yes.
And the trilogy that came past that. I think it's a good casting.
He was that dude in Mad Max too.
Yes. Yeah, he was in Mad Max.
He was in Mad Max. He was the dude with the spray paint on his face and shit almost the whole time. Which also, he was bald in that movie. So playing Lex Luthor bald, it tracks. Like a rock.
I mean,
and also kind of crazy. I would like to see how he plays Lex Luthor because Lex Luthor is typically, the very thought-provoking, very genius level, very sophisticated. genius. I would like to see if he plays him like that or more like a genius that's all over the place, kind of like a mad genius. I feel like I've seen him do both of those roles in different characters, so that would be cool. Plus, the Beast is also a genius, and he plays the Beast as a genius. So I feel like this guy plays a lot of geniuses.
Yeah. I mean, don't ruin a good thing, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Not only that, but I mean, the only people he really has other than the original Superman movie, is he just has to do better than Jesse Eisenberg, which is he's already got it in my opinion.
I think he got that, yeah.
Yeah, and Kevin Spacey, who played him in Superman Returns. So he doesn't have a crazy.
No, he's winning.
Yeah. I mean, as long as he delivers a performance that is like just above what's needed for the character, I think he's solidified as the best fucking Lex Luthor.
The best? Better than Gene Hackman?
Gene Hackman was pretty good, but again, I'm never on the side of the fact that the first person that fucking played him on film is the best, okay? Granted, I can't remember
Not
Gene
the
Hackman's.
best, but like they set the level, right?
I'm just saying that right now at this moment, right, I can't remember exactly what Gene Hackman's performance was in the original Superman. So I'm not even putting Christopher Reeve in the fact that he is the best Superman because I can't really remember it. I don't really remember his performance other than the fucking fact that he was first. And I am famously notorious on this show for saying that Michael Keaton is not the best fucking Batman just because he was the fucking first. Same thing with Jack Nicholson is definitely not the best Joker because he was the fucking first.
So, obviously you're gonna say
yes.
Heath.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just saying.
I do think that so far Lex Luthor has been best portrayed by Gene Hackman.
Currently, I'm gonna say that it's Gene Hackman because Kevin Spacey is obviously not. That movie was not great, and in general, and fucking Jesse Eisenberg isn't the best anything.
I mean,
other than the best Jesse Eisenberg that he can be.
He did Mark Zuckerberg, right?
Yeah, I guess he was I guess he played the best Mark Zuckerberg. Sure, I'll give him that. He's the only Mark Zuckerberg, right? Unless it was like some small Tubi movie, in which yes, it defaults to Jesse Eisenberg being the best Mark Zuckerberg. Anyway. I'm just not automatically going to say yes, the original is the best. Like, this dude has the promise to be the best. Lex Luthor.
It could happen.
Until he proves that he is not the best. That's it. That's really it. I'm hopeful. I think he's going to be the best Lex Luthor that we have to offer, and then we'll see that in 2025, July 11th, 2025 to be exact.
Yeah, I'm not saying that he has like a huge mountain to climb to like, establish himself in that character.
Yeah, to be better than 1985's.
Better than Gene Hackman, really, so far. I feel like Gene Hackman has done it the best, and everyone has paled in comparison thus far, which is why I'm saying that's the bar that he has to beat right now.
Since the 80s, high, yes, two people have come up. Oh, no. Actually, no. Never mind. I was going to say, but he was Kingpin. Never mind. I always get Lex Luthor and Kingpin kind of confused at times.
DC Marvel?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same concept except Kingpin is just
well, Kingpin was more violent than
he's more violent. He's just naturally like huge, a big fucking
giant violent guy.
Yeah. That's where it differs.
Mobster skilled, where Lex Luther was always just like a smart guy.
Gotcha. That's all I have for Hollywood. What are you fucking with lately?
Fucking Wit.
I think we both align on this.
I mean, I fucked with the creator. I saw the creator.
Oh, you
last
saw it?
night.
How was it?
Yes.
How was it?
Very interesting, especially in this time of AI, including, I didn't bring this up in the news break, but all this like drama around the open AI CEO shit that was happening over the weekend, which is really wild. Anyways, there's a lot of what happens in the movie The Creator that I attribute to what's happening now in the real world, as I see AI, machine learning, whatever, artificial intelligence that you want to call it. They're talking about it as it grows and grows and grows. It's growing exponentially. It will become eventually artificial general intelligence that can do a lot of the stuff for us, right? And that's what this movie is based on, is those things growing, becoming so fast and so real. Then they place them into, actual physical robots. And then those robots
and then it
build these synthetic skins that make them,
and then it
kind
blurs
of
the
look
line
more human.
of. Yes, it blurs the line.
And it
the
blurs
line
the lines,
of.
yes.
Should I care for this thing?
Especially this
And-
thing that
and
has
it's
programming.
always a child. It's
that
always a child.
Seems real.
Yes, but it's always a child that
Yes.
it attaches itself to, and then us as humans who are completely unattached to this thought. It's a child that exposes that shows some sort of emotion that makes us question whether our thought process is true.
Throughout the movie, you see others that are not attached necessarily to the child, but
No, I know, but it always takes the child to expose you to that, and then as the person chooses. And this is coming from someone who's never seen this movie, so I've never seen this movie. It takes the child to have you think of, well, fuck, I need to make a decision A or B. Yeah. And if decision B is saving this child, you are now taking this child through the motions of, you're going through the motions of saving this child. And through the motions of saving this child, you are now exposed to the, to the other androids or AI robots that have emotion, that have feeling, thought, or at least show that, to the point where you now sympathize with them as a whole, because you realize that in your thought you were so deep into thought A that you never considered B, C, D, like all of the other options, and you go through all of that, and then you question reality as a whole. So that's just my...
I would say that that's a great analysis as a great cinema analyzer.
I wouldn't even say that it's a great cinema analyzer, but more so.
I would say that's a good take based on your history of the theater, because that's about 85% accurate to what the story is, because it's not like that crazy of a story, and I feel like it's been done a couple of times before. And what you just said is not necessarily from the android cyborg storyline, but something similar to that is very accurate. There's a little bit of a different kind of twist to the whole story, from literally the moment it starts until the end, which gives a different perspective to the main character.
I was actually gonna say, and of course, like I said, I'd never seen this.
You haven't
movie.
seen it, but that's why I'm saying, like, it's pretty spot on.
It's pretty spot on, but just referencing back to our question at the beginning, right? In our question segment, is I am just a person that is naturally interested in the universe and how the universe works and how we don't know how the universe works. So it's not necessarily me and my thought of cinema. It's me and the thought of creation and you know how disconnected we are when we assume that that just because we created something, it is beneath us or it is disconnected to a point where we don't actually have to think about it. We are now fit to destroy this thing because it has evolved further than our understanding until the point where someone reaches the point where we connect with it as a human, I guess, you know, like where we now correlate this thing with ourselves and humanity.
Yeah.
And that is what now puts you against the norm. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just that understanding of just life in general and how things go. We think it goes one way until we're proven that it goes another way. And then we just kind of, and once it's been proven that it goes in a completely different way, you have a choice to make.
Yeah.
And that's really what it comes down to.
100%. And I'm sure that's the ultimate story that they're trying to get across.
I find out because I've been wanting to watch this fucking movie.
It's good. I saw it on Plex, so check it out. When you have a moment, you know.
Will do. No, it's on my list.
I mean, I went to sleep at 2:00 this morning because that's what I was watching.
In all honesty, I think this is probably, again, as a Chris Nolan fan, this is probably going to be watched first before Oppenheimer.
Yeah, I also, just because, you know, 2 hours and 10 minutes.
I know what to expect with Oppenheimer.
3 hours.
I know what to expect with Oppenheimer, and that is the movie that I'm going to watch because because I love cinema and I love Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Or not Oppenheimer, Chris Nolan.
Chris Nolan, yeah.
I love Chris Nolan.
No, I know that's not a me and wifey movie. As much as I know she would enjoy it, but just because of the circumstances.
Sure.
No, this is a
I love
one time when I have 4 hours away from y'all.
Yep.
Somehow I will take 3 of those 4 hours to watch a movie and 30 minutes before and after to deal with food and drinks.
If you put me in a room to watch a movie and the main choice or one of the choices is a sci-fi drama that has to do with like futuristic elements and shit like that, that is what I'm going to choose 100% before some sort of biopic or, you know, some shit that has to do with somebody in the past. I'm strictly watching Oppenheimer because it is a Chris Nolan film and I love him as a director and all that. But the creator is pretty much one of the movies that
I will say
the creator is
not to get too deep into
that
the
isn't
creator.
Isn't my shit.
Not to get too deep into the creator, but
sure,
I will say as I was watching it, I was trying to think of John David and comparing him to Denzel, and just like
I can't.
They're not the same.
They're not.
You know, John David's not a bad actor.
He's not, but he doesn't play.
He
plays
does
John David.
Deserve to lead a movie. Mm-hmm. He's a lead actor, for sure. But he ain't Denzel.
No.
And that's an unfortunate.
John David. In my opinion, John David Washington is not a draw to a movie. It was the premise. It was the premise of the movie that made me want to watch this movie as bad as I want to watch it.
Yeah.
John David Washington, although he is a good actor, John David Washington plays John David Washington in every movie that he plays. He's one of those actors that doesn't stray too far from his comfort zone. Maybe we'll see some, whereas like Denzel makes you forget he's Denzel. And just because he's Denzel's son doesn't mean that he's going to be a crazy, amazing fucking actor. And I'm not saying that John David Washington is a bad actor. I'm just saying that when I watch a John David Washington movie, I'm expecting to watch John David Washington in a movie.
100%. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So what I'm fucking with right now is Monarch. 2 episodes in.
Oh, yeah. I've seen both episodes too. Also.
Both episodes?
Yeah.
I'm in
Good
it.
Call.
Apple TV Plus.
Facts. Great.
For those of you who don't know what Monarch is, it's on Apple TV Plus. It is a continuation of the story of the Godzilla King Kong movies. Specifically Godzilla versus Kong.
All of them, really.
Yeah, really all of them. Yeah. Skull Island, Godzilla.
Everything. It starts with most, John Goodman.
Yeah, the most recent
it's like
ones.
John Goodman's granddaughter, I think.
I don't know. I didn't really.
Daughter. I saw
I didn't really catch it. It's jumping back and forth.
I saw somebody's
in time,
breakdown of it. I don't know if it was New Rockstars or somebody else, but
I need to see that. Because it was getting crazy there. But it stars Kurt Russell's in there. His son, I forget what his name is. I do like
that. Yeah, Kurt Russell and his son plays himself younger.
Yes, Kurt Russell's son plays him.
Wyatt Russell, right?
Yes, Wyatt Russell. Yeah. There we go. I forgot his name. So yes, Wyatt Russell plays a young Kurt Russell's character in the show. It's not immediately known because you first episode you look at everything and it kind of seems like everything is running concurrently. But then you find out it's going back and forth in time and stuff. Very good. Only 2 episodes are out as of this recording. I would highly recommend it. Apple TV, Apple did not pull any stops on the quality on this show. Fucking Godzilla looks like Godzilla did in the movies.
Yeah. That shit is crazy. And like all of the scenes that they've shown Godzilla in so far, that shit looks just like the movies, yo. The first time when she, like, no spoilers, but like there's a quick, like the main character has a lot of flashback scenes to when Godzilla attacks San Francisco.
San Francisco, yep.
It happens a lot, but the first time that she has that Godzilla San Francisco flashback scene, and Godzilla like screams at her, just like, just right at yo, that shit was like, yo, we watching the movie.
Oh my god, yeah. It's
that shit was
top
fire.
Quality, top tier. If you haven't caught those first 2 episodes, please go watch it.
Spared no expense.
That's really all I've ever really had time to really jump into.
That's cool. That's good. That's a good show.
Yeah. Other than, I mean, I don't know if we mentioned it on the show, but I now have a PlayStation 5 and I've been playing Spider-Man 2, and that's been awesome.
Well, that'll take some time from watching TV.
Yeah. So, I mean, I haven't played a ton because Xander's been playing it a lot. But some of my time I've been playing Spider-Man 2, and I'm catching up on some games. But yeah, so. Oof.
Fat nug.
Yeah, fat nug. Re-up when you can. So yeah, do you have anything to add to this stellar conversation, bro?
That is all I had to say. appreciate you all. This episode drops on Thanksgiving Day. So I just want to say thank every one of you.
Especially if you're tuning in on Thanksgiving.
If you listen today, on Thursday, you a true GOAT. But seriously, appreciate everyone that listens to us every week. You know, we do this all for you. So appreciate y'all.
A lot goes into this. We say it all the time. Can't say it enough. We're just, small creators doing what we can with the time that we have, as we pretty much talk about at the beginning of the episodes. We have families, man. We have, we have families, we have jobs, we have full-time jobs that we have. And this is a dream that we collectively came together on, almost 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And we're still going strong. So
it's fun.
Yeah. Come in February. We're coming up on 3 years. So
yeah.
Time is flying, son. So yeah. I mean, we say all that to really say we appreciate you, for real. Yeah. Can't say that enough. So, since you have nothing else to add to this stellar conversation, guys, thank you so much for listening to the episode. Again, we appreciate you. We love you for listening to the show. If you've been listening all 3 years, we definitely appreciate you. If you just jumped on, we appreciate you and love you just as much. Thank you so much. So, but if you want to show your appreciation and your love, please tell your friends and loved ones who would, actually love the content that we share every single week, and spread the word. Yeah. So you are essential in helping us grow. Remember to rate, review, subscribe, because that is how you show how much you love us. Remember also that if you wanted to support us, cop some gear, go to insensitivemerch.com. Stay drippy with Drippy. We've been slacking a little bit on new designs, new things that we've been talking about for quite a while. But again, it's because we have families and we have jobs, and we are trying to balance real life with the things that we want to do, with our aspirations. So please be patient with us. But either way, thank you for rocking with us. We'll catch you next week. Peace.